Hey, and welcome to the Movie Madhouse. I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And how are you guys doing? I haven't been here in a week.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I burnt myself out as per usual.
I figured.
Oh.
I figured.
Yeah,
You have a history.
I had to take a recharge day. I tried so hard to make it, but I'm laying on the couch and it's like, no, Jason, help me.
You're walking me through those steps, and I could just see the light in your eyes is pretty dim.
Yep. Literally, I watched you guys go live, and it's like, okay, and I was gone.
And then it all fell apart.
No, it didn't. I kept the ship afloat. I got us. I kept.
Jason did great. Jason did great.
I was pushing buttons. I had stuff popping up on the screen. It was awesome.
See, look at that.
But
you can do it.
But it's not a responsibility that I want on a regular basis.
Well, Jason, for last week, I say thank you.
Yay! I got an award.
I only have the 2, so I figured the Oscar was better than the Razzie.
That's debatable.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true too. That is very, very true.
So, they're both worth about the same.
Yeah, technically. Although I think the Razzie is more earned. Like.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, I think you're right.
People, just you can't pat your back. That was horrible. Here you go.
Still, isn't Sandra Bullock the only person to show up to actually receive their Razzie?
Holly Berry.
Did she?
Yeah.
I know Sandra Bullock did for All About Steve or something.
Yeah, Holly Berry did for Catwoman. She said to her agent, read the script next time.
Isn't that her job, really?
You'd think so.
Oh, well. Are you guys ready for today?
Yes, sir.
Of course. Wouldn't be here if I wasn't.
And here we go. Our top 10 films about wrongly accused people.
Yeah. This was actually a little bit tougher. I had enough, but I had barely enough. I only had 13 options.
Yeah, I had 14 or 15 total.
I had 8 solid, and then I started digging and I found a few more. It's like, oh, that one's good. Oh, that one's good.
Nice.
So let's see what we got. Jason, number 10.
My number 10, starting in 1995 with Hackers.
Oh,
nice.
I love that movie, and they get framed for a virus. And, it's a very early role for Angelina Jolie. And my first introduction to Matthew Lillard, because I think I saw that before I actually saw Scream.
Yeah.
Although I'm not sure which one came first. But Matthew Lillard, to me, that's the first role I saw him in was in Hackers.
I'm pretty sure Hackers came first.
And Johnny Lee Miller, who I think is highly underrated. He was great as Sherlock Holmes on that show Elementary.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen him in a whole lot of movies.
And he's great in both the Trainspotting movies.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he's in those.
Sick Boy.
Yeah. So, yeah, I love Hackers. Hackers is one I do go back to probably once a year.
Nice.
Check that out. Okay, James, number 10.
My number 10 is from 2012. It's a Danish film called The Hunt, not to be confused with the action one from last year about the rich people hunting captives. This one stars Mads Mikkelsen.
What year is yours?
This one is 2012.
And that is my number 6.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yes. Yeah, I talked about this movie way back when. My son harped on me to watch it. And I finally did. Oh, fantastic dramatic piece.
Great movie and pretty timely for being 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So you two agree on a movie. That's like the third sign of the apocalypse, right?
I'm looking to see if like some sort of demonic portal is opening or something.
Check out locusts. I know locusts are somewhere.
I hear a loud buzzing outside. What the hell?
They're trying to get in. Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard of that one.
Yeah, it's essentially Mads Mikkelsen plays a teacher at a school for young children, and there's just one day one of the kids decides to imply or accuse him of exposing himself to one of the kids, and then as it goes on, he's looking more and more guilty, and then they even goes to a hearing where they have all the testimony from all these kids, and they keep describing this basement of his, and that pretty much sinks their case because he has no basement, and he's protested his innocence the whole time, and the entire town basically turns on him. And then even after he's found innocent, towards the end of the movie, he's out hunting with some friends, and somebody legitimately shoots at him, and he has no idea who it is.
Yeah, because so they have like an annual hunting event that's like a whole town-wide event.
Yeah, it's a wrongful accusation that's proven to be false. That still somewhat ruins his life.
What made it even worse is it was his best friend's little daughter.
Yeah,
that accused
him. She ends up confessing that it wasn't true, and she apologizes to him. But there's still people in the town that
everybody thinks he coerced her into saying that and stuff. Like nobody believes that he's innocent. They're all quick to believe that he's guilty, no matter what evidence is proven.
Yeah.
It's an intense, dramatic piece. It's really, really good flick.
Yeah.
I might actually have to watch this one.
I'm not sure if it's on Netflix still. It was back when I watched it, I think. But I'm not sure if it's still there.
Well, it's on a streaming channel somewhere. I'll find it.
And it's a Danish film, and it'll be subtitled. So be prepared for that. So
it was nominated in 2014 for the Oscars for Best Foreign Language Film. I don't believe it won, but it certainly was good enough to.
No, it was really good.
I got to be in the right mood to read a movie. So, yeah.
Oh, I hear you.
Okay. Well, mine from 1999, and it's weird. I noticed there's quite a few on my list from 1999. This tells the true story of Reuben Carter, who was falsely accused and went to jail. It's called The Hurricane.
That one. I thought that was. I didn't think it lived up to the trailer. I thought the trailer made it look more cooler than it was. But
the trailer was good.
The trailer was very good. Norman Jewison film, I believe.
Yep. And it's a good movie.
That's Denzel, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't there some big stink about Oscar stuff with that?
Oh, the whole why wasn't he nominated, or wait, was he nominated? It's either why wasn't he nominated or why didn't he win? Those are the two.
Yeah, I know there's something like that to it.
But that's any movie.
Yeah.
There we go. Greg says James Taylor wrongly accused for liking good movies. Oh, I like that one. All right, Jason, on to number 9.
All right, my number 9, going to 2019 with the awesome Who Done It, Knives Out.
And see, that's your list, but I haven't seen
it. Yeah.
Throughout the whole movie, they wrongfully accused the caretaker.
This is true.
Everybody blames the caretaker or the butler, or
Well, no, because she was the last one there. Like she was the last one to see him alive. So they wrongfully accused her of it throughout the whole movie.
Well, several people get wrongfully accused, I think.
It's mostly her, though. It is mostly her for a large part of the movie. And if you have not seen Knives Out, I cannot recommend it enough. One of the best films of that year.
It was very, very unique. Well, I mean, maybe not unique in that there's a ton of whodunits out there, but the way it's told.
Well, yeah, but there hasn't been a really good classic whodunit like that in a very long time. And Rian Johnson proved that, he can make a good film after Last Jedi.
Which is strange because he doesn't need proof because of all the movies that came before Last Jedi.
Yeah, well,
It
you're
doesn't
only
matter.
as good as your last movie.
Exactly.
And Last Jedi was awesome.
Moving on.
James, number 9.
My number nine is a sequel to a movie that's probably on both of your lists, but I just found myself thinking this was a cooler film.
The Green Mile 2.
Maybe Green Mile 2 or Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because fuck you, man. Because time will tell on that one.
Oh, damn.
That was good.
Okay, mine is from 1998. It is the sequel to The Fugitive. It is U.S. Marshals.
And no, I do not have The Fugitive on my list.
Oh,
Nor
I
US
just
Marshals,
assumed.
for that matter. No,
Well,
I
no,
didn't.
I'm not surprised about U.S. Marshals. I tend to think it is a cooler movie just because you have Tommy Lee Jones again, but he's chasing after a legitimately dangerous guy in Wesley Snipes. You've got Robert Downey Jr. in a supporting role, and you have some of the same supporting cast that were a part of Tommy Lee Jones's crew in the original movie. One of the actresses changed. But I thought it was a cooler movie, an equally good performance by Tommy Lee Jones, though.
Oh yeah, I don't dismiss that. I remember watching both those movies and enjoying them, but neither one of them could crack my list.
That's cool.
So sad. Well, my number 9 is again from 1999. I think it's the first time I got to see Ashley Judd.
Ooh, I almost had it on my list. Yeah.
Jeopardy. I love that film.
Sorry, I stepped on your words.
It's okay. Give me a chance to take a drink.
Yeah,
Double
Ashley
Jeopardy.
Judd.
Is that
Ashley-
the one that's supposed to be in the same universe as
The Fugitive?
No. Silence of the Lambs?
No.
Because wasn't there like a couple movies? I'm picturing Morgan Freeman.
No. You're thinking Kiss the Girls and Along Came a Spider.
Oh, okay.
Alex Cross.
Yeah. Double Jeopardy has Tommy Lee Jones again, Ashley Judd, and Bruce Greenwood.
Ashley
Okay.
Judd accused of killing her husband, who's actually not dead.
Yeah, and she actually goes to prison, gets out of prison, and goes after his ass. And Tommy Lee Jones is like, yeah, she is out of prison. She is in this city, and she is looking for you. It's great line.
And she's already been charged and done time for the murder, so
No double jeopardy.
That does sound familiar, but yeah, I probably watched it when it first dropped, and I never looked back.
Yeah, it was a good movie. It was after my second revision, it got cut off.
And see, that was one of those ones after it came out, I watched it, but I didn't watch it again for years. And then 10 years ago, I suddenly decided to watch it, and I've watched it a few times since then.
I think one of the more recent when I passed by in my collection, because it's in a double pack with that and Kiss the Girls.
Oh, okay.
Kiss the Girls.
So, yeah.
All right. Jason, number 8.
We didn't skip you? Or yours was Double Jeopardy?
Mine was Double Jeopardy.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought that was James's. Okay. My number 8 is from 1988. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
I knew that was going to be on somebody's list.
That's my number 1.
Really?
Yep.
That wasn't even considered for my.
I expected The Fugitive to be your number 1, honestly.
I
for obvious reasons.
I go by the amount of times I watch a film.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I saw that movie once.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Even though it has been a little while since I've watched it, it's still I can picture a lot of that film. I can remember a lot of that film, and it's just so much fun and a crowning achievement. Not exactly for filmmaking, but the fact that they got all those characters, they were able to use Disney and Looney Tunes before they were owned by the same company and all that stuff. Like they were to blend.
I'll give you that.
Blend that.
I'll give you that.
And they made the animation and live action work well together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's phenomenal. And I don't know, did either of you see? I shared it on Facebook. This was probably almost a month ago, but somebody has made a replica of Bob Hoskins' gun, the cartoon gun. Like it's in a nice case with the little cowboy bullets and everything.
I think I've seen a picture. I didn't know if it was something
It's
somebody made or
It's out there, and I'm pretty sure. Like I haven't looked, but I would love to own that. It's
Right.
so cool.
that's I do that other chit chat with Madman Pondo for horror and wrestling,
Mhm.
and he actually has the handbook for the recently deceased.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, Beetlejuice, nice.
I love stuff.
Oh,
like that.
I think he showed us that when he was on a guest.
Oh yeah, he did.
Did he? Oh yeah, he did. That's right.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
There we go.
Very cool.
All right, James, number 8.
Okay, I apologize. I didn't think ahead. I don't have three bottles to clink together, and I don't feel like doing the high pitched voice. But mine's from 1979, The Warriors.
I've only ever watched that movie once. It was good.
In here.
But I only ever watched it once, and I never realized that Warriors come out and play with the bottles and everything.
Yeah,
That was T-Bird from The Crow.
David Patrick Kelly.
David Patrick Kelly. Yeah,
Yes.
and they
Yep.
also paid homage to it in an episode of Archer where they were in space and like Barry was doing the whole Archer come out to play. But I remember watching the movie as a kid and thinking it was cool. And then they came out with the Ultimate Edition where it was a bit of a director's cut where they reordered some stuff and put in interstitial comic book panels or something. And I still liked it because I didn't remember a whole lot about the original, mostly the baseball gang. But yeah, I think it's great. When you get every single street gang in New York City after you for something you didn't do, that's pretty awesome.
That movie was pretty good. And I didn't watch it for the first time until well after we were doing the podcast. That's one of those classics that I had to visit,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, see, I've only seen it once. That's why it didn't make my list.
It holds up.
I would have to check it out again to be sure. Okay. My number 8, this is from 1995. So we'll get a little bit older. I think, and actually, no, it's not. This was the second time I got to see Sandra Bullock. But from 1995, The Net.
Oh, yeah.
Almost made my list.
Yep.
I haven't seen this movie in so long.
Me either. That's why I didn't
Do you know
include
what's
it.
interesting, though? I watched it, I think, 3 weeks ago. And it still feels like today's society. Her living at home, ordering online. It's still our society. And 25 years later.
Yeah.
That's great.
Nice.
It's eerie when you see stuff like that in an old movie, didn't it?
It's all a circle.
Yet, poor wrongly accused Sandra.
Oh, snap. I think there's a movie that I probably would have included that I missed.
Oh, what's that?
I'll wait until after to see if it, because I don't have any honorable mentions, but I'll make this one an honorable mention if it doesn't come up on somebody else's list.
Fair enough.
Okay. Cool.
Jason, number 7.
All right. My number 7 from 2014 is Captain America Winter Soldier.
That's my number 5.
I did see that pop up on certain lists, but for the life of me, I couldn't remember exactly.
He gets, basically because of Hydra, he gets deemed as an enemy of the state. He gets accused of being a bad guy, and it's all because Hydra's manipulating everything. So that makes it count.
And then he comes over the loudspeaker and says, "I'm gonna beat the piss out of all of you."
And then there's the elevator fight, and the movie ends.
Okay.
It's a very abridged version, I think.
Now, just quickly, have either of you watched Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 1?
No.
Yes.
Not yet.
Okay, then I won't say any more. But yeah, Captain America: Winter Soldier. I don't think much needs to be said about it. We all know it was an awesome flick. The Russo brothers crushed it, and that's kind of why they've made some of the best Marvel movies in the last phase. So
Yes.
and their fingerprints are all over Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So it's the Russo brothers know how to do that kind of intense like espionage action and whatnot.
And they got Redford.
And they got Redford.
Exactly.
Twice. He's never done a sequel before.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's true, actually. Yeah, I never thought of that. He wasn't in Butch and Sundance too? It's like Thelma and Louise too. All right, James, number 7.
Butch and Sundance Part 2. My number 7 is from 1997. It is a Richard Gere film called Red Corner.
Don't know that one.
That sounds familiar.
It's what he's a businessman, goes over to China, and I think overnight while he's trying to put together, it says a satellite communications deal, he ends up he gets framed for the murder of a Chinese general's daughter. And
right.
He's basically put on trial, and if he's found guilty, he's going to be put to death, and he gets a Chinese lawyer to defend him. So it's one of those, how much does he trust her, or does she trust him? And they have to learn to get along, and he has to rely on her to save his life for something he didn't do. And you don't know who's framing him. So
I remember that one because Bai Ling's in that one.
yes, that's his lawyer. Yeah.
Yep.
No, haven't heard of that one.
It came like I saw it in college. It came out around the time that Richard Gere did The Jackal.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yes.
That's one I need to revisit soon.
Very, very nice. I'm surprised mine's not been listed, but it might be a little higher on some people's list from 1994. Eventually, I'm going to get out of the 90s. Eventually. But a lot of good films in the 90s. This was The Shawshank Redemption.
That is my number 4.
It's 1993.
Shawshank?
Yep.
No.
According to my list, because that's my number 1.
Really?
That's yeah. It got beat out. That and Pulp Fiction both got beat out by Forrest Gump.
IMDb says 94.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, my mistake then, because when I did my list, I saw 93 next to the name.
James, you said 94?
Shawshank. Wikipedia says 1994. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why I got 93 then, but either way, Shawshank's my number 1. I have a list of, there's probably maybe more than, but around 10 to a dozen movies. If it's on, I'm watching it, and Shawshank is number 1 on that list.
Oh, that was one of 2 movies I used to rent from the video store all the time. It was Shawshank and Happy Gilmore.
Interesting double play there.
I know. It's the rewatchability.
So, James, you said yours is number 4 for that?
Yes.
Okay.
And
yeah, that's one of those ones you got to sit down and finish the film. It doesn't matter where you pick it up.
Exactly. I don't care if it's the last 5 minutes as he's busting the pipe of sewage. I'm still finishing watching that freaking movie. and as much as I love the original story that it's based on, it is a really good adaptation for a Stephen King adaptation. Like, some of them are hit and miss, right?
Oh yeah.
But Shawshank, even though they do deviate from the book slightly because they speed up the timeline considerably. Well, it's still really, really great.
They also turn the character Red into a black guy, but he also makes the joke, "Why do they call you Red?" Maybe because I'm Irish. Because in the novella, he was Irish with red hair.
Yeah, but that's a minor plot. Minor.
Oh no, I know.
So,
I just think it's a neat little callback.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my number 7.
Nice,
cool.
We can go to number 6. Now we know Jason's is The Hunt.
Yep.
So
Oh, that's right.
James's number 6.
My number 6 is from, I'm back in the 90s with you, Rob. It's 1992. And this is Consenting Adults.
Oh, yeah.
This was the one with Kevin Kline, Kevin Spacey, and Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio.
Yes.
And Rebecca Miller, where you got Kevin Spacey playing the con man who frames Kevin Kline for murdering his wife. And then when he finds out the wife is still alive, he tracks her down, and then he murders her for real and frames him again.
You think he'd learned the first time, but oh no.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a great con man movie.
I just got to throw it there because I did see, and he just messaged me again. A buddy of mine, Topher, commented on the video before we went live.
Mm-hmm.
Said wrongly accused. That would be The Room. You remember? He was accused of hitting her. I didn't do it. I didn't.
I did not.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Mark. That's clever.
We'll tuck that in the farthest reaches of the honorable mentions.
That's right.
That's right down in the corner.
Well,
Nice.
My number 6, also from the 90s, 1993. This was my first glimpse of Sandra Bullock, Demolition Man.
Oh yeah, that I considered it.
Yep.
I did not.
John Spark.
And
Accused of killing a busload of people.
right.
Yeah.
I did not include that. I don't know why I missed it. It would probably have made my list. I probably would have bumped Hackers out for it, honestly.
I may have bumped it off just because it's not so much that he was accused of killing them, is that he was negligent in not finding them. But you could look at it the wrongfully accused way anyway, because he does go to prison.
Yes.
No, he was wrongfully accused because they were dead on the bus.
They were already dead. Remember, it gets revealed. They were already dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So he could have found them, but they still would have been dead.
Right.
But yeah, I can rewatch that film over and over and over.
Me too. That's why I'm kicking myself. But, oh well.
Mhm. Number 5, Jason.
I'm into the 90s now for this one. And this is from 1996. The one that starts a franchise that's still running today, Mission Impossible.
Oh, I briefly considered that and then I forgot.
It still holds as like my favorite in the series. Like it set things up so well. It was so well done. It still looks great too. Like the effects for the masks and stuff still works. Like it still holds up. And
Yeah.
you know, I love that franchise. The newer ones are the fact that they started the continuing thread after 3 is really neat. It just gives you that cohesion to carry on, right? There's always elements and references going back, and that just makes it great.
Well, before they were just doing stories. Here's the story on Ethan. Here's the story on Ethan,
Yeah.
But then they realized, no, this is a franchise.
Yeah.
I am glad. Sorry?
I kind of like to block out number 2. Like 2 had some great action and whatnot.
It's very John Woo-ish.
Right.
It's very John Woo-ish.
And for me, that makes it the weakest one of the series because it's such a departure in that way.
It used to be my favorite of the series, mostly because of Dougray Scott. Just because his whole that was the hottest part about portraying you grinning like an idiot every 15 minutes.
Pretty sure that's the film he did that made him not be Wolverine too. Come to think of it,
I
don't know what made him not be Wolverine, but
he couldn't. It was contractual. He was already in another film.
Scheduling conflict.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah,
worked out better for us, I think.
Despite all the rotating Bond girl kind of cast that were in all the movies, I'm glad that Ving Rhames has hung in there for every single movie that Tom Cruise has been in.
And I like that Simon Pegg has been a regular pretty consistently now too.
Yeah, since part 3, yeah.
Yeah, and he's been getting just a little bit more badass as they go too.
As a field agent, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, James, then, what's your number 5?
My number 5. So Hanging around in the 90s. As from 1998, this is Wild Things.
Oh yeah.
See,
I just know there's sexy stuff in it. That's all.
Because the whole initial premise is him being accused of raping a student, and then it ends up being a whole love triangle. We're putting one over on the FBI and the town and everyone.
I didn't include this one because that was the plan.
Yeah,
that was intentional. Whereas,
but the public and the police were not in on it.
Okay.
But I
can see that. Yeah.
Well, we'll include it, but there's an asterisk.
Yeah. See, yeah, it probably would have ranked on my list, but like I said, I excluded it for that reason. But you're right. It technically, he was falsely accused.
I didn't even think of it because all I can remember is Denise Richards and is it Nev Campbell?
Yep.
Yeah.
They were hot. Okay, and they were teasing. I think it was Matthew Modine, and that's all I can remember of the movie.
Matt Dillon, Kevin Bacon.
Matt Dillon, sorry.
Mike,
but
Hurricane. Yeah, I got that much earlier. My number 10. Go ahead, James.
I was just gonna say that, like, in a flip side to The Hunt, this guy is wrongly accused, is found innocent because one of the witnesses tanks the whole case. He gets a buttload of money and the police are told to stay the hell away from this guy because he's going to sue you. So he's sort of like completely vindicated, even though, yes, it's the plan.
It's such a great movie. It really is.
Yeah.
And not just for the nudity. No, not at all.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Well, my number 5, we all know Captain America Winter Soldier. So that brings us back to Jason with number 4.
Number 4. I'm into 2010 on this one. But now we get, some might say a little silly, but when you think wrongfully accused, how can you not think of the A-Team?
Oh, I thought you were going to say the movie Wrongfully Accused.
No. But it's the A-Team. Come on.
Yeah.
I considered it
a crime they did not commit. It's right in the opening.
Exactly. Yeah, I absolutely love that movie. I don't know why it's considered a failure. I don't know why they could never get a sequel pulled together. I wanted so much more of that.
It was so much fun, and it just didn't make enough money, apparently.
I don't get that.
No,
they had spot on casting.
Yeah,
every single one of them was perfect for that role.
Charlton Copley as Murdoch and Liam Neeson as Hannibal. And cameos from Face and
Dwight Schultz from Murdoch.
Yeah, the original Murdoch.
Yeah, it was just so much fun. I want more. And now that Liam Neeson has officially said he's done making action movies,
he said that it's like the third time he said that.
I've only ever heard him say it once, and that was recently. So
you wait till Taken 4 comes out.
He's old. He admits that he's old.
Well, you gotta take Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool. At some point, you just gotta think the guy's a bad father.
Exactly. Okay, James, we know you're number 4, Shawshank.
Yeah.
And that kind of goes hand in hand with my number 4 from 1999, The Green Mile.
The Shawshank Redemption.
Yes.
That is my number 2.
It's your number 2?
Yes.
I only ever saw that once. I thought it was good, but I didn't have a strong desire to revisit it.
I can watch that over and over and over again.
I have.
Again,
it's also on that list of if it's on, I'm watching it.
That was one I forgot. I forgot enough of the plot that I didn't remember it being a wrongfully accused thing.
And I've read the book. It is in my mind, it is the best Stephen King movie adaptation of any Stephen King film.
I've heard that. This one and Pet Sematary are the two closest to the actual novels.
I didn't enjoy the Pet Sematary book. I don't know why. It was pretty accurate. It is the only book that's ever scared me.
Yes, I can see that.
Sure. Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
The Green Mile is just, it's so stellar across the board. Again, fantastic casting from everyone in that film. And, there's so many memorable moments. The stuff with the mouse and friggin'
Bojangles.
Sam Rockwell.
Oh yeah.
Just batshit crazy.
Yes. And oh my gosh, what's his name?
Is it Peter Sarsgaard?
Peter.
The prison guard?
No,
Which guard?
Am I?
It's
I don't
Barry
know,
Pepper,
really-
Tom Hanks.
Isn't it Peter Sarsgaard? Am I getting it wrong?
I'm trying to think of Hutchins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doug Hutchins. Yes, I get
go.
him mixed up. I get him mixed up because they do look similar. And if you watch The Salton Sea, they're both in that movie, and they kind of look.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
The sadistic one.
He kind of went a little crazy. That actor.
Yeah.
He got it. He married a 17-year-old.
Everyone needs a hobby.
He married a 17-year-old, and they were doing like really questionable, sexy photo shoots at a public pumpkin patch, and she was trying to get a recording career off of this, and yeah, it was weird.
But the one that I liked in that one was Michael Jeter. I love his acting.
Oh, he always does a great job, especially in
Fisher King. Yes.
Michael Jeter. Who's that?
He was the New Orleans Creole inmate that had the mouse.
Okay.
Or you could say he was the crazy inmate that Robin Williams meets in Patch Adams.
Oh yeah.
The one who has like the military hallucinations.
Edward Delacroix.
Yeah, he was awesome. Just God, I love that movie. And of course, Michael Clark Duncan, may he rest. That's probably his absolute best role for me.
John Coffey. Yep. Okay. Number 3. Jason.
My number 3, again, staying a little bit on the sillier side, if you want to call it that. But 2008, Death Race. A badass
I forgot
remake.
about that.
It is a badass remake. I've watched that movie probably 1,000 times. I really, really dig that movie. The sequels, they're prequels, not so much. But I love that first Death Race. I love how the changes they made for the remake. It worked. Bringing in the kind of the modern stuff with the whole streaming and all, which is even more so now.
Yeah,
Statham crushed it. Some great car action scenes.
Oh, yes.
and then the climax was just so awesome. And as added flavor, you got Ian McShane. Come on.
Yes, absolutely.
You got Ian McShane. You're gonna have a good movie.
And you got the voice of David Carradine as the initial Frankenstein.
Yes, that was a great nod to the originals.
I still haven't seen the original, but one of these days.
The original is some fantastic cheesy B movie fun.
That's what I hear. Roger Corman.
I will steer you clear. Do not check out the sequel from a few years ago, Death Race 2050. It is horrible. And if, out of sheer morbid curiosity, if you ever see a movie called Death Racers, which came out the same year that Death Race did.
Oh, Asylum or something like it?
Not Asylum. I don't think it could be, but I don't think it is. But it was made involving the Insane Clown Posse and people of their crew, like weirdos and freaks, and a couple wrestlers are in there and stuff. Even one of the members of Insane Clown Posse admits this movie is garbage.
Better than Death Erasers.
Death Erasers?
Sure, why not? I'm just throwing that out there.
Oh, I thought it was a real thing.
No, give it time. It will be.
Now, I have not watched Death Racers. Let me just be clear. I just heard about it a while back, and a part of me wants to watch it, even though I know it's going to be garbage.
That's
fun. I like to subject myself to that kind of pain once in a while.
Birdemic.
No.
James, number 3.
All right, I fought my way out of the 90s. My number 3 is from 2014. One of the more recent Fincher films, Gone Girl.
Oh yeah.
I still have not watched it. I know. So many people get shocked when I say that, but I have not watched Gone Girl.
I forgot about it. It wouldn't have made my list because I've only seen it twice. But you're right. It is a good film.
It's insanely good. Yes.
I'll get to it eventually.
It's definitely worth the watch. I'll give it that.
Yes.
It's just not one of those ones like when I tell you my number 3, you go back to over and over and over again.
All right.
Curious.
Ben Affleck is great. You know.
Well, Affleck is the bomb in all the movies.
And Rosamund Pike, who's just
she is wicked. Yes.
batshit insane.
But yeah, it's definitely worth the watch.
I'll get to it eventually. And isn't Neil Patrick Harris in that too?
Yep.
Yeah, I really should watch it.
Now, my number 3 is the ultimate of lawyer movies. And I don't think you can have a lawyer movie without this one. From 1992, My Cousin Vinny.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
I saw that listed. I considered it.
God.
Apparently,
I'm so angry.
Jason wishes he had considered it.
He may have neglected this film.
I absolutely did. Oh, my God. I'm so disappointed in myself. Oh, my God. Because this would have easily been... honestly, it probably would have took my number 1 spot. I'll be honest. God damn it. I'm so mad at myself.
My top 3, it was hard pressed to figure out which one I watch more. So that'll tell you that. And I watch My Cousin Vinny a lot.
Exactly. I think I watched it like 3 times like a month ago because it was on and I watched it.
Yep. It is like the ultimate lawyer, wrongfully accused movie.
Oh, I am so angry. God. You know, why do you even have me on this podcast? If I'm going to fuck up this badly, why do you even still have me around?
We'll give Jason a break. We'll go to number 2. We know his number 2 is Green Mile. So, James, take it away while we let Jason have his moment.
All right. My number 2 from 2003. It's another Kevin Spacey movie. It's The Life of David Gale.
Yes.
But it has an interesting take on the wrongfully accused, where
exactly.
And he says it in the movie. He's like, I'm going to be executed soon. I know when. I just can't say why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This movie is definitely worth the watch.
Yes.
Yes.
Kevin Spacey and Kate Winslet.
It was on my list once for something way back, but I can't remember what the topic was.
We didn't do prison movies, did we?
I don't think so.
No. I'm quite sure we haven't done prison movies yet. I have the list. It's on my phone, but if I deviate,
certainly haven't done thrillers yet.
That's an option.
Oh, but somebody lost their list. I still have
okay. Well, my number 2 is the one that you were all wondering about. Harrison Ford, 1993, The Fugitive.
The Fugitive.
Yes. It had to be on there. You know,
I knew it was on someone's.
I thought it was going to be number 1. Honestly, I thought it was going to be your number 1.
Sadly, I think I watch Roger Rabbit just a bit more.
Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Surprising. Harrison Ford's not in it.
Right? But My Cousin Vinny, Fugitive, and Roger Rabbit, all 3 of those guys are so close.
You know, I honestly think, Rob, that the fact that you didn't put Fugitive above Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I think that puts your Harrison Ford fandom in check. Like, you're kind of questionable now.
No.
I'm going to report you to the Harrison Ford fan club. They might pull you.
Oh, we lost Jason. Oh, well. I wonder what he was saying.
Strangest thing.
Well, there you are. You're back. That's good.
Little glitch with the internet. Sorry.
It happened. It happens. But yeah, you got to have The Fugitive. The One-Armed Man, it's like the ultimate.
I
It
just
wasn't
haven't
me.
gone back to it,
It was
so
the
I couldn't
one-armed
include it.
man.
Oh yeah, technically Ace Ventura. Okay, so that brings us to number 1, and this is interesting because both Jason and I are known. He has
Yes.
Shawshank Redemption, and mine's Roger Rabbit.
Oh
James,
wow,
you're the last one.
the mystery.
Yes.
Mine's from 2010. It is probably my favorite Paul Haggis directed movie, and is high up there for a Russell Crowe acted movie. It is The Next 3 Days.
I don't think I've seen that.
This is the one where Elizabeth Banks is married to Russell Crowe, and she one day is framed. The police show up to arrest her for murder of a colleague or something, and so she is pretty much an open and shut case with the evidence they have. She gets sent to prison. She's not doing well. Russell Crowe is a professor, and he decides, I am going to break my wife out of prison for the sake of her life and our son. And so he starts researching all these ways to like pick locks and make homemade explosives and stuff. So he's going to break his wife out of prison and get them out of Dodge.
I honestly don't think I've even heard of this movie.
Really? Oh, it is so intense, and it has a cameo by Liam Neeson as a famous thief who a famous thief who had never been caught and just was tired of living on the edge, just decided to give himself up, and he went to prison. Then he got out, so he gives him some tips on what to do.
Sounds interesting. That none of that at all is ringing a bell.
Oh, I more than what I said the other week. I emphatically urge you to give this a good, honest watch.
Oh.
Put
All
this
right,
at the top of the ones I listed.
The Next 3 Days.
Yeah.
All right. I will see if I can track that down.
The only one even remotely close that I can think of, and I do love it with Kevin Costner, is 3 Days to Kill.
That one is cool too. This is way better.
That one was wicked. Costner's had some really good, intense roles later in his career.
Yes.
Criminal.
Wow.
All 3 seasons of Yellowstone.
I've heard great things. I have not watched it yet, but it's on my short list for TV shows.
And since our list is done, we can now throw Zack Snyder's Justice League into that. Have you guys watched it yet?
No.
Yes.
So much better.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm hearing.
It is, I already told Jason.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know how well I'm going to take that, but I do want to watch it. I just haven't got to it yet. It's 4 hours. That's a big investment.
Dude,
I'll
does
probably
not feel like it.
That's another thing. That's one of my coworkers said that today. So, I will get to it. I just haven't had a chance yet. So
I'm watching it, and all of a sudden it goes part 3, blah blah blah, and I look down, and it's like, what the heck? That was 2 hours.
Yeah, part 4, part 5, part 6. The Joker scene is pure genius.
Okay,
and I think I think that might have been over half of his screen time in Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
but I don't know, when I heard that they did that, they reshot or did that scene, they added it in.
Oh my god!
I felt like, okay, are they ham-fisting the Joker into this story that he has nothing to do with?
No, because you have the nightmare sequence he has in Batman versus Superman. He basically has another one towards the end of this movie.
Okay. All right.
Oh, it is so good. It is. I don't know how I can't remember how you feel about Jared Leto in Suicide Squad, but I can almost guarantee you'll turn around your opinion on this.
I enjoyed him in the Suicide Squad. I enjoyed his Joker, but again, I still hold to that fan theory that he's not the real Joker. I still hold to that, but I did enjoy his performance. I like Suicide Squad. I like
Robin is referenced.
Well, good. He should be. He killed him.
Oh man.
Yep.
Oh man. It is such a good scene. I wish I could play it for you guys right now.
I will get to it probably sometime in the next week. I will get around to finally watching it.
You send a boy wonder to do a man's job. Oh.
Yeah. Gotta
And
watch it.
obviously, it does have something to it. Like, it's getting a lot of great reviews across. Like, for the most part, I've seen a few people that are still meh on it or whatever. But my thought was, okay, they dropped that on Thursday, and I said it has to be a decent flick if it's going to survive the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier and not be forgotten in less than 24 hours.
Oh, it's way better than
And
the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Well, let's not get too crazy here, but it's
Come
obviously
on.
it has something to it. That's all. Remember, I said from the beginning, all I want from the Snyder Cut is to make it a palatable movie. If it's anything better than that, that's great. So,
it's definitely anything better than that.
Yeah. It is so worth it. Trust me. Alrighty.
Pam was upset with us last week, as
Why?
you can see if you see in the comments, because we didn't dance to any of the songs we referenced.
I thought you said you were going to.
I never said that. You got to pay extra for that kind of footage.
He did make that clear.
Yes, I made that perfectly clear. You got to pay
Yeah.
extra.
Rob, I missed you. Rob, you can't leave these two in charge anymore, please. They couldn't even dance to their best music songs last. 1-1 busted a move. I think it was mandatory.
I think she meant to say
No
no.
one busted a move. Yes, it's 100% mandatory.
No, you got to pay extra. You got to save something for the elite VIP crowd.
Maybe next week for the musical performances.
There we go. Laser lights and explosions.
Well, that won't end well.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you for doing this topic.
Oh.
Just off the top of my head. Yep.
It was a great one. Great choice.
Exactly.
Great choice, fearless leader.
Yeah. What? Wait. Whoa. Slow down. It's not time to talk. All right. For another week at the Movie Madhouse, I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And we'll see y'all next week.
Bye-bye.
Toodles.
I say shut up! It's a man!